what I'm saying is, guys, is Australia Post needs to be defunded. You know, I've never been for defunding governmental organizations in Australia, but Australia Post, you've had your time, you've had your chances, and it's over. Even the fucking train system is better than Australia Post, and the train system is fucked. Australia Post, it's time to stop. Okay. I do all my shipping, I do all my merch myself because I love the control that it gives me, and I love the quality control that I can do with my merch, because there's so many print on demand fucking bullshit out there that you pay heaps of money and your fans get fucked, and so do you. So I do it myself, right? Because I like that. Now, that means I do my shipping myself. Now, I used to use Australia Post, and I used to think that, oh, it's Australia, it's run by the government, must be the cheapest because profit isn't necessarily their main goal. Wrong, okay? Australia Post is fucked. Those cunts were charging me like $20 to ship something overseas. I switched providers. Now I can charge you guys like $6 if you're overseas. And it gets there faster than Australia Post. But that's boring. That's not my main complaint. My main complaint is that Australia Post seems to be diversifying their business in a way that I don't like. They're moving from posting and handling and shipping and sometimes cashing checks for old people who can't work out a smartphone, right? That's fine. They can do that business. Hey, sometimes they even sell batteries for $30. That's fine. All right. I'll never buy one, but that's fine. Sometimes you walk into a post office and they have toys there that have been sitting in the sun for a decade and they're yellow. Now, I'm not here to tell them how to run that side of their business. It seems like they should probably never sell toys because they're a fucking post office. I don't think any cunt's walking in there going, oh, I'll get a toy while I'm here. Not even I'm doing that. Okay? And I love plastic bullshit. U2s.com, July 31, 3 p.m. US Eastern Standard Time. All right? Australia Post has opened up a new wing of their business, and I'm not happy about it. They've moved into demolition, and it's not good, okay? I've completely quarantined my business and my shipping from Australia Post because they're terrible, they got bad customer service, and it takes ages to get my shit to you cunts, all right? Which is the worst. So often I'd be like, oh, I didn't get my fucking thing. And then, you know, a week later, oh, I'm sorry, I got it. And it's Australia Post's fault, okay? However, the one thing that I needed to get from Australia Post last week was poster tubes to send you cunts posters, right? Because miraculously, somehow, they undercut the other guys I was using. So I was like, all right, I'm going with Australia Post. It really hurts me to do this, but I'm going back to those cunts. I order 100 poster tubes because you guys have been running it up on loosespears.com. Thank you very much. Tours are cancelled. You know, you guys came in. It's good. However, it meant that I needed to buy tubes from Australia Post. That's bad because I would like Australia Post to crumble. What about Australian jobs? I think we can all agree that's a sacrifice that we as a country are willing to make. Because how many times have you walked into the post office, looked at an Australian worker and gone, hello, I'm a customer and I would like you to do the thing that you're employed to do. And then they look at you and they go, hi, I work for Australia Post. Suck my dick. And they spit in your face. The most disrespectful cunts I've ever interacted with in any industry ever is always Australia Post employees. One time, I walked into an Australia Post office with 6 things. That is not an absurd amount of things. This is years back. 6 things. I'm stoked. Oh my God, I get to send a t-shirt to Sweden. How cool is that? That's amazing. 6 things. I walk in, I look at the woman, I go, I would like to post these things. Big smile, being nice. She looks at me and she goes, do you really want to do that here? I don't know, bitch. Does it say post on the outside of your fucking store? I think it does. What else would I be doing here? Being the country Australia? Because that seems to be the only other fucking thing you do. Australia Post, you only seem to do two things. I would like to post from Australia. Do your job, you mole. Anyway, but that's a separate issue. I order these tubes. Standard Australia Post fucking... Why is it that if I buy one pen from Officeworks, one silver pen for $6 from Officeworks, it arrives the next day. But if I buy 100 fucking tubes from Australia Post, whose only business is posting, it takes 2 weeks. They were all in stock. It was coming from the city Melbourne. Why is their business that bad? I'll tell you why. Because it's run by moles who hate their job. Okay? Officeworks is posting better than Australia Post. Next thing you know, Australia Post is going to be selling paper better than Officeworks. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. My tubes arrive. Australia Post come. Guy in a van rolls up, comes through my driveway. Drops them off. I'm sitting there, I'm having breakfast, I'm watching him. He drops my shit off. I'm like, oh, cool, my tubes are here. Great. He reverses. Now, can I just say, he's driving a van. It's not a truck. I got a massive, fucking huge driveway. Not because I'm rich, but because for some reason in Frankston, they were like, oi, should we build a house that fits the plot of land? Or should we get a massive plot of land and then build a cottage? And then they were like, nah, fuck the cottage, build a shed, and we'll make the rest of it grass. That's where I live, right? Pulls down my driveway, reverses out, hits the brick wall. I'm like, oh, that's going to leave a mark on the van. I watched the guy go, oh, that's going to leave a mark on the van. He looks over, sees where he is. And then I'm like, oh, what he's going to do here is he's going to drive forward, readjust, and then reverse. Instead, he goes, should be right. Demolishes the entire front brick fence of my rental in front of me. It would have to be the most Australia Post shit ever, is not only delivering my shit weeks late, but then on the way out, demolishing the house. And it's not on. We need to defund Australia Post. Completely fucked. Watch the cunt do it. Now I already see the comments. Oh, this guy's critiquing the driving. He doesn't even have his driver's license. Bro, I reckon I could have done that shit, no driver's license, with a blindfold on. That's how huge the fucking driveway was. I could have done that blindfolded, no driver's license, and as an Asian woman. It could have been done like that. Something about Australia Post just means you do your job wrong, right? So anyway, I come out and because I'm me, I just think it's funny. I think it's amusing. If you know what? He's actually lucky that he did that to me and not anybody else in Frankston, because when I was coming out of my house to like get information or whatever and talk to him, he had this look like, oh, I'm going to die and I deserve it. This man's going to kill me and that is my fate and I've lived a good life and it's time to go. I'm going to die because this man's going to kill me. But I was just like, hey, dude, that's not good, is it? That's literally what I did. I was like, oh, hey, man, that's not good, is it? And he goes, oh, thank fuck, he's reasonable. Right? So anyway, I get his information and the poor cunt, I actually feel really sorry for him. I reckon he probably got fired for it. It was his first week. Fuck, he just didn't know how big the van was. I know I'm trashing Australia Post, but it's just a normal mistake. I don't really care. Poor bastard. But the craziest thing about that is I get all his information, whatever. He comes back and he goes, oh, we're going to fix it. And I'm like, it's the landlord's problem, whatever. The wildest part about all of that is the next day, right? Which is shocking for Australia Post. This other guy comes back, older guy, and he goes, "Hey man, I'm with Australia Post. I'm a delivery driver and a bricklayer. I'm here to fix the wall." These cunts are out here demolishing so many fucking walls. They employ hybrids of like post delivery drivers and repairmen. Like, if that's not the biggest indictment on Australia Post, I don't know what the fuck is. If you are running a postage business and you also have just like guys that are there to fix demolition work that you're doing on the side, you need to be defunded. And I think we need to do away with Australia Post.